So, who is Yoma Hashimoto? As part of the Rohan OVA series, the run features Yoma Hashimoto, who is a unique character that's been introduced. He has ties to Greek mythology, and we'll dive into the references and small details that you may have missed when watching it for the first time. Obviously this will contain spoilers of the story, so don't say I didn't warn you. Yoma's character design is one of my favourites from both the OVA series and the main JoJo storyline universe. He has a tall athletic build that's not too scrawny and thin, especially when compared to some of the other JoJo characters we see in the newer arcs.
Bruh.
Although not quite as big as Jotaro or Jonathan, he's still got that strong, beefy, do you even lift look. Not really sure what the black things are in his hair, but we've seen some pretty wild styles in the past before. I'd say he looks more like a modern pop star. I definitely prefer this Hermes interpretation over the other Hermes representations we've seen. We see Yoma make his first appearance in Takashita Street of Harajuku, where he is scouted for his slim and tall build to become a model. His agent recommends he start working out to improve his physique and posing. We all know how important posing is in the JoJo universe. And thus, working out at the gym introduces Yoma to the fitness lifestyle, where he must meticulously count macros and calories and keep a strict exercise and recovery routine. We see Yoma's passion to strive for a better physique to soon become an obsession, as we slowly see his ego develop. His progress has warranted many compliments from those around him, such as his personal trainer, and even his, what we presume to be, girlfriend. Honestly, it's anime, so it could be a girlfriend, cousin, sister, or alien roommate, who knows. We see a friendly yet competitive rivalry between Rohan and Yoma in the gym, as it eventually cascades into a life or death race, literally. The climax of the episode is in the final scene, where Rohan and Yoma are both on the treadmill, where the goal is to see who can grab the treadmill remote first, as soon as it hits 25 kilometers an hour. Honestly, who the hell designed treadmills like this? Is this type of treadmill common in other countries? During the heat of the race, we see Yoma literally evolve. His back muscles, calf muscles, ankles, and even behind his ears, all formed wings. These muscular evolutions are the manifestations of Hermes. Iconically, Hermes is known for his speed and his unique winged sandals and winged helmet, so I think a sprint is definitely a great choice to highlight his iconic attributes. The roles Hermes played in Greek mythology is not as clear as you might think, as there are many different depictions of Hermes, but in today's media, he's most commonly known as a messenger of the gods. The other depictions also include Hermes being the god of athletes, as this is pretty evident in Yoma's case with his obsession of bodybuilding and sports. The other depictions also include Hermes being a god of thieves and a god of sleep. I believe this is another reference Araki is tied into, where Yoma has repeatedly stolen money from his girlfriend's wallet to fund his protein supplements, as well as his overreaction to the necessity of his early sleep times.
In the water.
I'm taking a nap.
You want to take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then. Good night.
What I also find really interesting with the intersection of Hermes and Yoma's character is that, whilst Hermes is known as a mischievous trickster since birth who deceives others, here in the OVA, Yoma highly values integrity and absolute truth. This juxtaposition is seen where Yoma is completely committed to winning the race at extreme costs to prove that he is indeed the faster runner and really places a great emphasis on fairness and integrity of the race. Whether this is to establish his athletic superiority, to boost his own self-esteem, or to rectify this feeling of injustice, or even all three, still really highlights Yoma's own insecurity. If anything, I'd like to think that Yoma is a possible combination of a Narcissus and Hermes, just because of his added narcissism and obsession with himself. But that might not be enough to justify being a combination of two Greek gods in one. I'd also say that running, in particular, is especially important to Yoma, or rather, the avatar of Hermes. As being a god known for speed, it would be pretty embarrassing to lose to a mangaka in a sprint. Any deviation from his strict diet and exercise plan, and we see Yoma's instant dismissal of it, as this would only hinder his gains. He's quick to anger, which adds to his pretentious and insecure nature, as he tends to overreact to the smallest things by innocent people. We see this later on when Rohan uses Heaven's Door to read into Yoma, where it's revealed that Yoma had actually murdered the three people we see anger him: the delivery guy, his girlfriend, and the client from the gym. It's actually pretty crazy the extremes Yoma will go to just so he can maximize every opportunity to achieve his goal physique. What makes Yoma unique compared to the other JoJo characters we've seen is that he has adopted the title of an avatar. We see a stand-like silhouette hovering over Yoma, which we can only presume is related to Hermes. This would be incredibly interesting to see more Greek gods manifested in the JoJo's universe. It's stated that Yoma was an avatar, possessed by Hermes, which implies that the manifestation we saw earlier was the actual god of Hermes, rather than a Greek god like Stand. While we've seen other stands with previous references to Egyptian mythology, such as the 9 glory gods from Stardust Crusaders, this is the first time we've seen a character become an actual avatar being possessed by a Greek god. I think this bizarreness follows suit of the off-meta characters, such as Mikitaka, who is a self-proclaimed alien. Since we are only just being introduced to these muscular evolutions, it's possible that Yoma had the potential to become one of the more powerful characters in the series, despite not being a part of the main JoJo universe. Adopting the powers of Hermes, who was known for his superhuman strength, stamina, speed, reflexes, and flight, would make Yoma quite a strong character. Since these OVAs are self-contained stories, I like how we see from start to finish Yoma's slow spiral into insanity, as his character progression starts from being an average model, which by the way, is an incredibly common career path in Japan, to this insane obsessed fitness freak. The installation of the climbing holds inside the apartment and even outside of it definitely cements his delusion and detachment from reality. In the beginning, we see Rohan is paranoid, hinting at the return of Yoma stalking him down from his revenge. Rohan giving a clear explanation about a typical anime trope of a character hanging over the edge and not actually dying from a fall was almost a fourth wall break? Not really sure. It possibly hints at Hermes' ability to fly and perhaps Yoma's ability to develop wings. Overall, this is one of my favourite short stories to come from the JoJo universe, just because of its relevance in the fitness and sporting industry as well as its ties to Greek mythology. Be sure to check out the other OVAs. They're executed quite well, and they do give off a short horror story vibe to it. Normally I'm not a fan of a live action horror show, but there's something about them in anime or manga that just give a different vibe to it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to drop a like and let me know what type of videos you'd like to see in future. Peace.